Okay, guys, so I'm making this video. This is gonna be a get ready with me story time. I am going to do a talk over because you know what I'm saying? I got kids around, so I hope you guys, watch because I know I've been gone for like ever. Um, so keep watching and let's tell a story. Okay, guys, so I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can um, while doing my makeup. So, okay, I'm doing my eyebrows right now. Please don't come for me. My eyebrows are hit. This quarantine thing, I haven't gone nowhere to do my eyebrows. It's going to be a year since I did my eyebrows last. I've been doing them myself, so don't come for me. Okay, so as you guys know that I was super nervous, like I said in my video, to have my baby because I was told that I had massive scar tissue and, they'll probably run into some complications when trying to deliver my son. So everything was pretty smooth with the pregnancy besides me getting the pregnancy diabetes, but overall everything was pretty good. Great pregnancy, and I went all the way full term. However, the day of delivery, it was kind of hectic. Everything was just wrong. Okay, so when I went in at, I was supposed to have my C-section around 12, I believe. And I went in at 10 like they told me to. And when I got there, they were like, oh, you never did your COVID test, which I was never told to do a COVID test or whatever. So now they pushed me back an hour. So I go into the room finally. They did my COVID test. The doctor came. She seemed like she was like eager to hurry up and do my C-section. And she's like, could you tell them to speed up this COVID test stuff and blah, blah, blah. Okay, got it. It was negative. They came or whatever, spoke to the anesthesiologist. He spoke to me and everything, told me what he was going to be doing. Boom. Whatever. Couldn't get an IV in. My veins were I was just dehydrated, so they just weren't doing any good. So she kept missing my IV or just they were busting. So I was bruised pretty badly. So whatever, that was that. Finally, we're all settled in. We're ready for the C-section. I walk. I go into the OR. I'm sitting at the edge of the table. They're trying to put in the spinal tap to numb me. And it just really hurt really bad. And this is my 4th C-section. And I remember it not being as bad. Like, it hurt. Like, I felt crazy in my leg. And I'm telling him and he's telling me I'm fine. And it's like, bro, I'm not fine. I'm in pain, okay? So whatever, it's done. He lays me down. I start feeling warm in my legs. I feel the tingling. And I'm starting to get numb, but I'm not getting numb as fast. Guys, could you believe this guy tased me 3 times? Just to make sure that I was numb. I've never been tased ever in the 3 times I've did my C-section. Like, they've done little things like poke me and ask me if I felt that. Bro, it was just crazy and it just didn't make no sense. So he tased me and he's like, do you feel that? I'm like, yeah. Like, are you freaking tasing me? You gotta be kidding me. So he's like, well, if you don't get numbed soon, then we're just gonna have to put you under. And I was like, I'm not going to sleep because I'm not missing the birth of my son, and I will reschedule this whole thing. So he pretty much had me upside down, to try to get this medication to kind of spread out, whatever, right? So boom, I finally get numb. They start the procedure. I have the shakes to the 3rd power, okay? So they're getting me warm blankets after warm blankets after warm blankets because I am just shaking. I'm not gonna lie, she did that C-section in like 45 minutes. And I was nervous because I was told I had so much scar tissue and that I was gonna need a second doctor there. And it was just one doctor there. So whatever. It is what it is. It was done. It was quick. He was out. He had a little complications. He wasn't breathing, so then they had to get him to breathe, and then he started breathing on his own, and he was good. So whatever, they go to switch me from the table to a bed, and someone didn't put the emergency brakes on the bed, and when they went to put me down, the bed moved, and I felt like I was falling, but they caught me. It was crazy. It was so crazy, bro. So whatever. So yeah, look at me just doing my makeup over here. Hello. Anyways, so I go into the room, and I'm in the recovery room. I see this bump on my belly, and I asked about it. I mean, like maybe 10 minutes of me being in the recovery room, and she's like, oh, we'll just keep an eye on it or whatever. I'm like, okay. Hour passes. It's time for me to go into my room. I go into my room, and I tell the nurse when I get there, hey, I got this bump on my belly. I'm not sure what it is. She's like, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and we'll let the doctor know. I said, okay, no problem. Like maybe another hour passed, and I'm about to breastfeed the baby, and I just felt extremely sick. Like I felt like I was gonna pass out. So I tell my husband, I don't feel good. I think I'm gonna pass out. Something's wrong. So he came and he grabbed the baby really fast, because from him, he said that it looked like I was gonna pass out. He said that I lost the color to my body instantly. So that was that. So whatever, I started, like, I just didn't feel good. We're calling the nurse, he's calling the nurse. They finally come. She's like, yeah, what's wrong? I said, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Something's wrong. They took my blood pressure. It was super low. So she's like, okay, that reading is, my husband's like, why is that like that? That's low. And she's like, oh, that's not an accurate reading. It's a false reading. I'm going by her oxygen, her heart rate, everything is good. And then I honestly can't remember too much, guys. I'm going to be 100% honest, because I kept passing out. Like, I just don't remember a lot of stuff. I remember getting up because I did not feel good. Like kind of waking up and seeing all these doctors around me. And my doctor put like a mark on my belly on the bump, because she asked about it, and she's like, oh, well, one of the nurses was like, yeah, it's been there, it's the same size. And lucky thing that my husband was there, because he was like, no, that is not the same size, that thing is getting bigger and bigger. So he knew, at least I had him there with me to defend me, because I kept passing out that I couldn't even say anything. So she was watching my belly for a while, for a couple minutes, my husband said, and she was watching where she put the mark to see if it was growing, and it was growing. So she was like, something's wrong. They were squeezing on my belly. She thought it was my uterus. She was squeezing on it, and I remember waking up screaming in pain, and I'm like, please stop, and I'm trying to take her hand away from me. It was just so crazy. So that happened. She did all that stuff, and she's like, something's wrong, I don't know, I'm gonna have to take her in. I don't know where she's bleeding, if she's having internal bleeding, we just don't know. So boom, I go into another room, and I remember me just telling her, I'm super scared, please don't put me to sleep, I'm scared, I don't know what's going on. And then I was out. I don't remember what happened. All I remember, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I just remember it. I remember it being completely dark. Like, I was up. I felt like I was up. I was alert. Like, I was aware of something. I don't know. But it was just really dark. Like, I was in a room, like in a waiting room or something. And it was like music playing in the background. But it was this song that... I'm gonna put the name of the song. It's definitely a gospel song. It's a beautiful song, so you definitely have to hear it. It gives me goosebumps every time I hear that song, because of what I remember from it. But guys, it was the most crazy experience ever. I kind of want you to watch this little piece right here that I got going on here. I want you guys to see how my double chin just magically disappears with the magic of makeup. And voila, look at that. Amazing. Okay, so back to the story. It was just an overall crazy experience. When I got out of the second operation, I just remember kind of waking up and me seeing this lady on the left side of me, and she was taking out empty bags of blood. And I looked at her and I'm like, did you guys give me blood? And she said, yeah. And I was just like, oh, what the, like, what the heck happened, because I don't even know. And I told my husband, God forbid, if something would have happened to me, I would have never known that I passed on, because I was passed out most of the time. I was in no pain because I was knocked out. But when I would wake up, I would be in unbearable pain. But overall, I just wouldn't know what happened to me. Like, I just wouldn't know. Bless you, Bob. And they put me, I remember she was asking me if I know my name, if I know where I'm at, if I know what happens and all that stuff. And I was like, I want to go to my son, because at this point I've only got to see the baby for a little bit, and all this stuff happens. Whatever, I finally got to my room and I see my husband, and I was knocked out. And then I finally was up, that I was able to talk and everything. I wasn't as groggy or whatever. And he was telling me, and from his story, because he was living in it, he was there watching me, and the way he tells it, it scares me. Like, it gives me super, super anxiety, because he's like, that while he's looking at me, he's like, is Anna dying? Like, is my wife about to go? When he tells me, I just gets like super scared, because it was a really, really scary experience. Guys, I'm cleaning my lips now. I know I'm like jumping all over the place, guys, but I'm so grateful to be here, to be able to be doing this, guys. I'm gonna be using the Glossy Mama here, okay, guys? And you guys, I'm gonna link her Instagram on here. You have to get it. Like, you just have to. It's a must. It's not your typical lip gloss. It's not sticky. It is the bomb, and it smells amazing. But yeah, guys, life is short, and it was crazy, and it just turned out what it was. I'm sorry, I know I'm like all over the place, but it turned out my ab was nicked during the process of them taking the baby out, and apparently she stitched it up, but it bursted back open, and I just had internal bleeding, and the blood had nowhere to go, so it was trapped in between my stomach, and yeah, it just stood there, and I had a hematoma, and there it goes. And now look at me. Hello, I am here, I am living, I'm fearful, I am worthy, and I am ready to take on this life that God gave me a second chance to be able to be a mother, a wife, and a friend to all you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Catch the new video. Just, a day in my life. Bye, guys. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.